Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. I have let things go a little bit. We're heading towards cycle 625. Um, this has been cooling. If you recall, this was up over 3,400 degrees before. It was like 3,420 something, I think. So it has been cooling. It is just much slower than I would prefer, which also hasn't been helped by the fact that this thing has been continuing to erupt and raising the temperature a little bit when it does, but it has still been making it go, down faster than it's been rising. So it is technically working. Um, this here actually has been working fairly well. Our sensor has, kicked on at 400. About half the hydrogen that is in the pipe here comes through before it shuts itself back off because it's dropped about like 5, 6 degrees, and then it sits there for a while the temperature builds back up. It dumps the temperature in here, and it isn't quite keeping up now that it's started doing it, but that's, I think, going to correct itself once all this cools down. So we'll just have to keep an eye on this, make sure it doesn't get too hot for the Wheezewort, because the Wheezewort, I think, will have problems before the thermonullifier does. And if it does, we can always come down here, toggle this guy, and basically let the system have a rest before, kicking it back off again. This guy has been heating up, though, our gas shut off, so I've scheduled a Wheezewort to come be planted directly below it to hopefully keep it cool, and maybe it will actually help cool off some of the gases inside a little bit too, since obviously there is some temperature transfer happening there, which might speed this process up a bit. Uh, as for the Wheezewort, I'm coming to get it from over here. That should be fine. We just need to let our duplicants run and do their thing, so we're going to kick that off. I have started to come over here. Um, what I want to do is basically be able to access this area here, which means I'm going to need to do something with all of this chlorine. And this is not going to be a perfect airlock. It's only going to be a, reasonably good airlock. Um, we'll just have to kind of see how we can do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build like a gas storage up here and try and get all the chlorine either into it or vented out above. I think that is what I'm going to do. Um, in fact, let's start planning that. We shall say I would like one of these high pressure gas vents made from iron to be roughly, let's say, oh, I keep doing this thing where I keep wanting the gas to go above the collectors, but it's designed to go the other way. Mildly annoying. I'll put you here, and we will get some of the regular gas pipe, because I'm not worrying about temperature at the moment, so you can even be sandstone. And we'll bring you down here first, and then we'll put in some tiles. Speaking of tiles, we are going to need a few. We are going to need at least that, and I believe we'll need some ladders, because we're going to want to go down here. I'm not sure if that's going to be where I keep it permanently or not. We'll figure that out, once I'm more, you know, set up. We're going to want a couple of tiles here. And I guess, well, let's wait for that to get built. Wonder what that's waiting on. Oh, there's sevens, so that's fine. This is all sevens? Yeah. I guess we'll just wait for that to get built, and then we can get a bit more going. Actually, can I get this guy set up? Okay, yeah, he'll be able to sit there. And then we can get the gas pipe for coming. Oh, look at that. We're actually going to need to raise that up a little bit. This is a good thing. Alright, let's cancel that one. And we'll raise it up a little bit. We're actually going to go ahead and put the ladder up like that a little. Okay, yeah, you're showing as unreachable build. That's because I haven't told it to dig that out yet. I need This guy again. Out of that. Thank you very much. And we will need to extend our gas pipe that much higher. And we can actually cancel that one because we will instead route it. No, that's... Oh no, actually I didn't need to cancel that one because this comes out down here. It's like opposite the direction you'd think. Alright, there we go. We'll do that. And we'll get that set up, and then we'll figure out placement of other things, because I want to vent this stuff up here, too. And then we'll put the tile ceiling in above, and this area will concentrate chlorine up as high as we can get it, and any excess will go in here. Hopefully that will be enough. One would hope. We're going to let them build that stuff first before we have them dig this out to get the rest. Alright, that should probably be enough. Oh, let's let them build that last tile there. They'll probably try to get this one too. And of course, it's the end of the cycle, so nothing's going to get done. Typical. Okay. So how are we doing on other stuff? Well, I've been slowly working on this. I've got a couple of more bunker tiles queued. I counted things out, and I need to put one tile on this side, two tiles on this side, and the rest can be the bunker doors. It's going to make it slightly uneven, but this is not a perfect width. I was basing it off of where the abyssalite was coming up rather than measuring it out. I just wanted to make sure it was big enough for the rocket with some extra room, which it is. So there's that. It's going to be slightly lopsided and it'll probably bother me, but I'm not going to fix it, not with as far along as I am on it. How is this? This is still going down. How is this? This is actually maintaining around 105 these days. It had been lower when it started, but it doesn't seem to be getting too much higher than 105 before it has more gas coming through. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on it, because look at this, it's going to come through, and that temperature is going to shoot up to about, 113, 114, and then it's going to start going down again. Whereas in here, it dropped down, well, 397 is what it's showing now, but it had been dropping down to about 395. I think it started to heat up again before we looked at it. Because as you can see, that's already cooled down most of the way again already. So it spikes in both directions. We'll just keep an eye on it. Oh, good, we got our Weezewort. You are starting to cool, yes? Gas shutoff? Yes, gas shutoff is starting to cool. We're just going to kind of look at that. I am curious. Let me pause a moment and look. Alright, so we've got this stuff coming out at 3,402 degrees. Or 3,342 degrees. And it is coming out of here 3,335 degrees, maybe. Alright, so this is basically having a little bit of temperature transfer, which is why it was going up. It's also why that area was starting to get warm. So I think putting the Weezewort here was a wise idea. And it'll help this a little bit too, because it cools that gas a little tiny bit before it gets up here. And of course, the cooler it is here, the more that will affect it. So I think this is going to be working to cool better over time. And yeah, we're still going down, so we're under the 3380 mark at this point. It is going down, it's just not going down in a way where we're going to see results soon. How are we doing? Okay, those two got built. Do we have more steel yet? What are we sitting here? Not quite, it doesn't look like. What are you waiting on? You're waiting on lime. Lime is waiting on more eggshells. Oh, so one of the other things that's been happening, I'm down to 2 regular hatches because they've been outputting not hatch eggs. All of these have a chance to put out normal hatch eggs, so I'm not worried about it in the long run, but in the short term, I might run out of regular hatches. Let's see, I'm just checking the ages on the hatches here, seeing if I need to... Those guys are all relatively new. You guys are getting up there. I'm going to keep my number of sage hatches lower at the moment until I get the fertilizer up and running, because I'm currently like feeding them with other things, like slime. Yeah, frost buns. I made a bunch of frost buns to stick in there and slime, um, because I ran out of fertilizer. I totally ran out. So, and I don't think they'll take phosphorite, will they? I think I looked this up before. You will not accept phosphorite. Where's the peas? Yeah, no, you don't take phosphorite. I could do polluted dirt, but that's going to reduce the amount of dirt I get, which is going to affect my food income. This water level is going down. I'm going to have to tap into that steam geyser soon, too. I know I keep saying that, too. I think as soon as I get this setup done... Oh, because see, I'm going to need polluted water to go into the fertilizer setup. I could reroute this mess. Might not be a bad plan. Of course, that's definitely going to speed up my need to get into that. Yeah, this is all going to be a fairly intricate balancing act. Alright, that stuff all got done, so we can set a priority 7 dig for this now, and hopefully not too much chlorine gets out. And we're going to have to figure out exactly where we're... I think I'm going to send this ladder down further. We'll do there, because I would like to tap into this as well. I think what I'll do is I will say dig these up because they're going to be in the way. Although I'm going to have to say also make those priority 7, please. Thank you. I think we're also in luck. Yeah, because the carbon dioxide over here is higher pressure than the chlorine. That should help keep the chlorine in. At least that's the theory. Now, you guys are doing that. How is my priorities looking? They're all 7s. Good. Okay. Oh, job mastered, by the by. Let's see. That is Ashcan mastered the tenured scientist job, which means, I believe, we can get our first space cadet. So we want Ashcan to go be a space cadet. Good job, space cadet. You know, calling somebody a space cadet used to be an insult back in, like, the 80s. It was actually, like, insulting their intelligence. It was amusing. Anyway, how are we doing on, like, oxygen production, hydrogen production? Our hydrogen is finally starting to back up. I adjusted the percentages on these, so that's still at 1. I bumped that up to 10 rather than 5, so that does seem to be helping keep up a little bit. This still runs occasionally when it drains really fast, but nowhere near as often, it seems. So that's good. Of course, I think it's also helping that the incubator isn't running currently. Let's see. What do we got? We want to get rid of you guys. We want to get rid of you guys. Are there any of these? No. Okay. Because if there were, I'd stick it in the incubator. How soon are you guys reproducing? Not too terribly long. Not too terribly long. Yeah, alright. So, reproduction on these guys is not, waiting too much. That's good, because we need some regular hatch eggs. I'm only running 3 sage hatches at the moment, like I said, because I don't want to, do too much until I've got a more steady source of food for them. These guys, what do these guys need? Dreco. Alright, you eat a fairly small number of things. You excrete phosphorite, which I have no need for at the moment. Shearable reed fiber? Oh, okay, so that's if I didn't want to grow the stuff. Not that I'm using a whole lot of it anyway. Hydrogen. Must be kept in hydrogen-rich environments to regrow reed fiber. Alright. Yeah, you don't seem really worthwhile. Because, I mean, I could just grow the, reed fibers from a plant rather than worrying about trying to keep those guys fed. Although that said, what does the reed fibers actually, or the seeds? Come on. Do I not have a seed sitting there? Thimbleweed seed. Oh, it won't let me see it from the seed. It might actually take phosphorite to grow, so that might be why. Well, hang on. What are you? There was something weird there. A balm lily. So pinch of pepper. I don't know. Seems a little odd to me. Something doesn't seem quite right, and I'm not able to put my finger directly on it. How are you doing? We are getting close on the number of eggshells. We got another egg, it looks like. Add you. Okay. Yeah, alright. So let's take a look. We're just kind of popping around, checking on things. You are still slowly coming down. You are, you know, kind of maintaining in the same general range at the moment. How are you? Yeah, you're going up. You go up slowly enough that I think it's not exactly the world's biggest issue. Because you're coming down. Yeah, see, you're back down to 105 again. So I think this area is just maintaining around 105 while we do this. And then once this cools enough that this thing shuts off, these will stop running and producing heat. And that will basically make it so that this thing doesn't need to run to cool it down. So this area will cool down more so that when this does have to run, it'll cool it down faster. So it'll all catch up in the end. It's just how long before this stuff all gets cool enough that that's, a probability. Because at the very least, I need to get this cool enough that the liquid all re-solidifies. Because everything that's in there is supposed to be a solid. There's a little bit of glass, there's some magma, there's mostly copper, there's a little bit of molten iron. I mean, look, there's iron, we got magma, which will turn into igneous rock. There's a little bit of glass here somewhere, I saw. Glass. There was glass. Oh, there it is. Molten glass. Yeah. No, there is some solid steel in here, too. Because that was stuff that was originally slated to repair this, but I went and disconnect. I went and told it to stop trying to auto repair. They can't get to it anyway, but I didn't want them immediately doing it before, it was cool enough. Don't want them wasting steel. All right. So speaking of steel, let's go check on that. We gotta check on all the things. You got some more eggshell. You are ready to run. You are being run. How much do you need? You need 10 kilograms, though. All right. Let's see about trying to get a few more fossils. We got kind of access to that one. Let's get that one. Fortunately, there's just not much we have direct access to, because we're going to have to... This area is still way too hot for all of this. Like, way too hot. I don't have a whole lot of Weezeworts to go around. I could come and grab one over here. Let's say, like, that. And then maybe throw up a ladder. Because this might help. Or it might just be totally futile. Where are you? I'm always having a little bit of issue, like, even though I know where things are supposed to be, remembering where things are supposed to be is another, another category entirely. Alright, it is night again. Let's see, what else can we check on? Check on all the things. Alright, so we're not gonna have... Look at this. Alright, we got a regular hatch egg. Hatchling egg, go. We need to take those sage hatchling eggs, put them in there. We need the stone hatchling egg, put it in there. Whoops. Because you guys are all still young enough, spry, all that, yay. You guys, however, are getting up there in age, and there's not many of you left. So we need to incubate that egg. Keep the regular hatches going. Boop, into the incubator you go. Burn up a bunch of power. Ooh, speaking of power, there's another thing we should probably do. I know I'm sitting here on that part most of the way done. Let's get renewable energy. Because now... Oops, that's the wrong button. My fingers are in the wrong place. That's why. Now that we are having a decent presence up here, I might be able to set up some solar power. The hard part is going to be protecting it from the asteroids and making sure the regolith stays off. But that shouldn't be too difficult. Basically, we would need to set up a bunker door above, and then below that some glass. And we'll need one of those, what's it called? Do we have it here somewhere? I'm trying to remember what the thing is called. Yeah, you're not going to be under furniture. Automation? Is it some sort of automation thing? Yeah, space scanner. Sends an active signal to its logic circuit when it detects incoming objects from space. Can be configured to detect incoming meteor showers or returning space rockets. What do you cost? You cost almost nothing. That is pretty cool. How big are you? Okay, you're pretty big, though. So, alright. What I think I'll do is I'll make one of those, invert the signal, so that when there's incoming meteor showers, it will close the bunker door above the solar panel, and then basically allow it to open back up again when there's no meteor shower. And I should be able to set another one up to detect. Oh, you were just down here. Oh, you were doing the fossil thing. Oh no, you were building that. Um, Unreachable build. Oh, that's just because nobody's done that yet. Did I set you up right as a... Yeah, you're priority 7. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, I was talking about the other thing. I should be able to set up another one of those, like, detector things to detect when the rocket's coming back so that it can open up the bunker doors here so I don't have to worry about that for when the rocket returns. Which should work, ultimately. But we need to get to that point first, obviously. Speaking of, have we made enough steel to do additional tiles? We have. We have done enough to do the last two tiles we need here. Next will be the bunker doors, and then I will go ahead and clean this area out and get all of this insulated tile and stuff set up so that, we can, basically move towards actually building the rocket. I just want to protect the area first. Now, technically, here and here are still vulnerabilities, but I don't see them being that big of a problem. I'll put in like a regular door here. This is still protected by the build of a regolith at the moment. I'll just kind of check on it every once in a while. That's what we're doing all this episode. We're checking on all the things. And I think I have an episode title. All right. You are still ever so slowly going down. You are actually slightly below the 105 now. So I guess that's good. How are you? You are about to kick on again. Alright, so it just basically found a new happy medium in that, like, 104, 105 range. There we go. This is now down. Yeah, look at that. It's down to, like, 396. So not quite 5 degrees. More like, slightly over 4 degrees. Because it was, down below the 0.7 that this thing is set to, right? Yeah. So then it comes through here, heats this back up, it gets cooled. What is your temperature? Yeah, you're still a little warmer than I'd like, but you guys are cooling here? I don't know. This thing's made out of steel now, so its overheat temperature is ridiculously high. Although still lower than the regolith comes in at. Wow. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Um, oh yeah, this is actually set. When I have scanning to do, I bump this up to 80%, and it basically opens these up while, uh, you know, during the time duplicates work. It opens the bunker doors a little early, but that's good because it takes time for them to open. So by the time they're ready to work, they're open. All right, those are done. We just need our doors now, which of course is going to require more steel. How are we doing on the water? I actually had produced steel fast enough at one point that I was running myself out of water in the pipes, even though it's mostly a closed circuit. The metal refinery itself is one of the few outs of the circuit, so I had depleted some of the stuff in here, but the water in this reservoir here has started to build back up again, so we're good. We're good. You are missing lime. You are ready to run. So somebody just needs to go do you. How are we doing here? You're there. Do we have any more eggs? It does not appear so. You are 33% incubated. What is your increase per cycle? Do we see that? No, we do not get to see what your increase per cycle is. Oh well. Alright. How are we doing here? You are dormant. Alright. Next activity, 30 cycles. So basically what we're doing right now is we're running on the natural gas that is in this chamber. Then we will run on the natural gas that is in this reservoir. And I run out about 12, 14-ish cycles early. So I think once this is all empty, we're going to need to somehow jam another storage reservoir into the circuit. Because this thing still backs up. Like, it still overproduces for the area. So I think if we can get another reservoir in here, we'll be good. A lot of this is just finding balance on things. Gas shut off. Yeah, that temperature's coming down. That's good. How is our temperature here? Let's see. 3326, and on this side, 3336. All right, it's not cooling it a lot, but it is, every little bit helps at this point. How is our actual air temperatures? Our air temperatures are going back down. That's good. I mean, 75 degrees ain't too terrible. A little bit warm for my tastes, but most people think it's fine. Let's see. How we doing? Yeah, we got one more cycle in us. It'll put us a little bit over time, but that seems to be the pattern lately. Yeah, I'm glad I put those bunker tiles there, because you just saw that one come in and strike that bunker tile after it came down that. Let's get... Yeah, we need to get those in. How are we doing here? Are you ready to run? You are ready to run. Why is nobody coming to get you? You're priority 8. There can't be that much other stuff that's 8 or higher. Oh, I suppose it's not helping that I'm doing the research either. Although that's getting close to done, so things will pick back up again soon. Yeah, look at this. Look at these guys doing their little research there. Yeah, we need one more point there, and that's it. Hey, there we go. Done. Research complete. We have renewable energy. Let's take a look at what the solar panel takes, how much room it takes up, how much it takes to build, all that sort of thing. So, solar panel. You require glass. We have glass. That's fine. You're just made from glass. Totally not how it is in real life. Well, that is big. That is 2 bunker doors big. Yeah, that is, because look at the edge of that tile. I mean, it might not be totally considered that way, but wow. Okay. So we're going to need 2 bunker doors, and we're probably going to want a lot of batteries. Now, here's something where regular batteries will be good, because it's not going to use up any resources if I just allow the solar panel to be on. So, all right, we're going to need a place for this to live. And I'm starting to think over here, but I don't want to do this just yet. Actually, over here might not be bad either. You know what? I'm also going to look up the solar panel before I build one, and before I build the area for it, so that I don't run into the problem I ran into with this observatory, well, the telescope. I call it an observatory because it's not just the telescope. The telescope is in an observatory here, so they named it poorly. I'm rambling again. That's okay. We're heading on towards the end of the episode. Let's check on this guy. You must have... Oh, yeah, you've got gas going through, so your temperature just went up. But you're already back down to around that 105 that you like to sit at. You're actually going... I think the temperature is going down. Like, it's not a lot. It's not super noticeable, but it is ever so slightly noticeable. And I think that's because, yeah, we're cooling this, which is making it, these work uh, well, I don't know. These should be working just as hard because they're still not getting this gas very cool. So I don't know. Maybe this actually is just uh, working a little bit faster than it has to for this process, which is good because it means that this guy won't end up overheating and our Weezwort won't end up overheating. Um, so this thing is working. It is sucking a ton of power and it is slow as heck. It's probably going to be another 100 or so cycles, maybe more, before this cools down to the point where anything solidifies. Although I think that once things solidify, that will speed the process up. I hope. But we're gonna end it here. I'm gonna run some stuff in between episodes. Hopefully, I don't have much more time to work on this at the moment, but hopefully I will have time again before I need to record again. Uh, advance this some more cycles, basically just so I can get some more steel built and all this. I mean, you've basically been getting little chunks of my playthrough just because there is so much stuff that is so time consuming. Oh, hey, all this got built. Okay, maybe I won't advance things in between episodes because well, no. You know what? I'll do this build off camera and then I'll walk you guys through it at the beginning of next episode. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan to me. All right, that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.